You probably think decisions about your life start when you apply for something. An apartment, a loan, a job. You fill out the form, hit submit, and then someone decides what happens next. But in many cases, that process is already halfway over before you even begin, because systems have already built a profile on you and started evaluating you long before you ever show up. One of the clearest examples shows up in housing. You find a place, everything looks good, you submit your application, and then you get denied. No real explanation, no clear reason. What most people don't realize is that many landlords don't actually make that decision themselves anymore, because they rely on third-party systems like SafeRent or CoreLogic that generate a risk score on every applicant before anyone reviews the file. These systems don't just look at your credit score. They pull from a much wider set of data, including payment history, public records, past addresses, and financial behavior patterns tied to your profile. Then they compare you to large data sets of previous tenants, people who paid late, broke leases, or were evicted. And if your profile matches certain patterns, even loosely, the system can flag you as higher risk without ever understanding your actual situation. At that point, you're no longer being evaluated as an individual. You're being evaluated as a probability. Not who you are, but what the system predicts you might do based on patterns it has already seen. And once that prediction crosses a certain threshold, the outcome can effectively be decided before a human ever looks at your application, which means the process didn't start when you applied, it started earlier. And this doesn't stop at housing. Similar scoring systems are used in hiring, lending, insurance, and fraud detection. Before you're approved or even seriously considered, your data is often run through automated models that assign a level of risk. Not certainty, not truth, just probability based on how closely your profile aligns with outcomes the systems learn to avoid. These models are trained on massive datasets, analyzing behavior across millions of records to answer one core question. How likely are you to create a problem? How likely are you to default, to leave, to miss payments, or to trigger additional costs? Once that likelihood is calculated, it starts influencing decisions quietly in the background, shaping outcomes without ever announcing itself. Here's where it becomes difficult to see. Some of these systems fall under laws like the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which means you technically have the right to access and dispute certain data being used. But in reality, most people never see the full picture. They don't know what data was used, how it was weighted, or what specifically led to the outcome that affected them. That's because the models themselves are considered proprietary. The logic is protected, the calculations are hidden, and the decision-making process is not fully visible to the people being evaluated. So you end up being judged by a system you can't fully see, using data you didn't directly provide based on patterns you don't control or even understand. And once that system has an opinion about you, it doesn't just disappear. It follows you into future decisions, influencing how you're categorized, how you're filtered, and sometimes whether you're even given a real chance in the first place. The process doesn't start when you apply, it starts earlier, in the data that defines your profile and the patterns that system thinks you represent. So the next time something doesn't go your way, an application, a rental, an approval, it's worth asking a different question. Was that really a decision made in that moment? Or was it the result of a system that had already predicted the outcome long before you ever showed up? If this video opened your eyes even a little, don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button because the next one goes even deeper. Hit the like button so this video actually reaches more people. Go to the comment section and let me know what stood out to you or what I should test next. And share this video with someone who needs to see it before they scroll past it. Because the more this spreads, the harder it becomes to ignore what's really going on. Are you ready for the next truth test? Let's go.